All right, well, thank you, Maureen, for agreeing to do this. Not the last in a long line, but still got some more to do. But I can ask these questions, and depending on what you say, I may ask a supplemental question, but that's only just to sort of clarify what you're saying. All right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to go through the questions like I've asked everybody else. So, what e-learning or ICT have you used in your class in the last year?
Okay, the children have written their stories on it. So I've done some publishing, some PowerPoint. I also made a web quest and also digital storytelling. So a few different ways that I tried to integrate it into my classroom.
That's good. So was this work that you've told us about, was it integrated into as an integrated part of your planning, or was it an extra that sat on the side?
It probably is more extra on the side because we do team planning, so therefore all of our units come from the team, and often there's not a lot of e-learning within the planning. So I've tried to integrate it within my own classroom, but it tends to be more of an add-on on top of what I'm already doing. So it makes it difficult maybe to put it all in.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So bearing that in mind, and I guess if you think about success, how successful was the task in terms of student output, I guess, and also in terms of your management of it? Because if it's an extra, it puts an extra pressure on you, doesn't it?
Yes, it takes a long time. Like even with the web quest is something I would do at home, and the children did convert slideshows that I put. Everyone got a DVD to take home, so it's a huge amount of work that I do at home for the children to actually get something out of it at the end, so we can share it with their parents at home. But it is beneficial to them, and I think they enjoy it, and they're really excited about that finished product of what they've produced.
Cool. Okay. So in order for that to be successful within your class, what modifications did you have to make to your classroom management?
Okay, so the children all had a set time on a timetable, and that was out of the reading and maths time that they had a task that they had to do. So they might have had 45 minutes once a week. That was their own time to do the task that I'd set them. But also within our reading rotation, they actually went on and did group tasks together, and also in our maths rotation. So I used things like Digistore and some online maths games that they could play.
Well, that's really cool. So you've managed it really well. So what was the impact upon student learning as a result of one of these activities? Choose one. I mean, you know.
So the question there, what is the impact? I think they're very focused. They enjoy it, but I can't say if that e-learning was any different to what maybe I normally would have done in the classroom. So, and that's probably a big area that I really have to look at. And what are they actually learning, and is it beneficial to them? Yeah, I mean
that sort of answers that second question. So how do you know this? I mean that's a good point, and really that's what we've got to focus on. Really and I think the next question really kind of illustrates that. So if we move on, did the e-learning skills that the students needed to acquire to achieve the learning intention that you wanted, did they get in the way of the learning outcomes?
No, I definitely think it does, because even now at the beginning of this year, with 5 new computers in my classroom, I notice that children don't have a lot of skills in actually using those computers. And so therefore, before I even do maybe some e-learning, I've got to teach them skills like where to save their work, how to use it, and even just computer rules about how you use it and look after the equipment. So I've had problems within my class already this year with that.
Okay, so if that's really important. So we're beginning to sort of identify key areas of attack, really, aren't we? So if you could do the work again, how would you improve the outcome? Say if you chose the web quest.
I think I'd probably do it a little bit step by step. More that maybe that I would say we'd look at a web page together, and maybe look at like we've got our questions, and then actually help the children to look at the questions and how we're going to find that information off that page. And I think I'd have to do a lot of information retrieval skills, which a lot of the children didn't have. And I think that's a huge area that we need to work on.
Okay, cool. No, well, that's fine. I mean, that's identifying those pathways of learning for ourselves. So what e-learning goals, in light of that, what e-learning goals have you set for yourself for the coming year?
I want that collaborative type thing, that children can actually share their learning with others, because I do think that they enjoy doing that. Like even taking their little DVDs home, the feedback from parents was great, that they enjoyed seeing what their children had done at
Yeah.
school. So maybe just collaboratively within the school, and then a wiki site that I can then collaborate with maybe parents and someone else.
That'd be good. That'd be really good. So, is it important in your view that every child does the same activity in your class?
No, because I've got rotations
Yeah.
going all the time. So
Yeah, that's fine. It's a classroom management issue really. And so that sort of precludes the last question, which was how might this impact your e-learning aspirations for this year? But it won't, because you've already solved that, cracked that problem.
Yeah, but I still think, with having 6 more computers, or the 6 computers in the classroom, I'm noticing that there's more kids on the computer, so maybe there is a little bit of a management type thing that I have to look at of how I know that the children are doing what's expected of them and that they're doing all the other things. So that's that self-management that I think I'm going to have to do a lot of work on, and for me to check up on that they have done it.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, that's really good. Cool. Well, we'll come back in 6 months and see how you get on. But thank you for that.